Okay. I think I'm safe. Okay, let me press play, and okay, record. Alright, this thing's working. Alright, to anyone listening, I'm recording this because I think I fell upon something pretty crazy. And I'm saving this for my own good, in case something does happen to me. Now look, I'm gonna sound crazy, but I've been following these group of people, and they're not normal. They've been doing things that I can't wrap my head around. And the second I tried to follow them, they noticed, and they almost seemed as distraught as I would that I could even see what they were doing. And the second they started running, it seemed like poof! Gone, they disappeared. I couldn't find them anywhere. But one thing did happen. One of the younger children, they left a book. I'm holding it in my hand right now. It's called The Tales of Beedle and the Bard. It just seems like some old fairy tale story about witches and weird stuff like that, but I don't know. I don't know what to think. But before I'm caught, or before they get this book back, the best I can do is try to record some of the stories for my own sake. All right, let's get started. The Tales of the Beedle and the Bard. Here we go. There once was a kindly old wizard who used his magic generously and wisely for the benefit of his neighbors. Rather than reveal the true source of his power, he pretended that potions, charms, and antidotes, ready-made from the little cauldron he called his lucky cooking pot. From miles around, people came to see them with their troubles, and the wizard was pleased to give his pot a stir and put things right. This well-beloved wizard lived to a godly age, then died, leaving all his chattels to his son. This son was a very different disposition to his gentle father.
I hate
Those who could not work magic were, the son's mind, worthless. Hey. Oh well, let's keep going. And he often quarreled with his father about the dispensing of magic aid to their neighbors.
Stop helping
Upon the
them.
father's death, the son found hidden inside the old cooking pot a small package bearing his name. He opened it, hoping for gold, but instead found a soft, thick slipper, much too small to wear, and with no pair. A fragment of the parchment within the slipper bore the words, "In fond hope, my son,
Oh, bloody hell.
that you will never need it." The son cursed his father's age-softened mind, then threw the slipper back into the cauldron, resolving to use it henceforth as a rubbish pail. That very night, a peasant woman knocked on the front door.
My granddaughter is afflicted by a crop of warts, sir. Your father used to mix a special pollens in that old cooking pot.
"Begone!" cried the son. "What care I have for your brat's warts?" And then he slammed the door in the woman's face. How rude. At once, there came a loud clanging and a bang from his kitchen. The wizard lit his wand and opened the door, and there, to his amazement, he saw his father's old cooking pot. It sprouted a single foot of brass, and it was hopping on the spot, in the middle of the floor, making a fearful noise upon the flagstones. Wait. It's just a story. It can't really happen, right? Anyways, the wizard approached it in wonder and fell back hurriedly when he saw that the whole of the pot's surface was covered in warts. "Ugh, disgusting object," he cried, and he tried firstly to vanish the pot, then to clean it by magic, and finally to force it out of the house. None of his spells worked, however, and he was unable to prevent the pot from hopping after him out of the kitchen and then follow him up to the bed, clanging and banging loudly on every wooden stair. The wizard could not sleep at all for the banging of the warty old pot by his bedside, and the next morning the pot insisted upon hopping after him to the breakfast table. went the brass-footed pot, and the wizard had not even started his porridge when there came another knock on the door. An old man stood on the doorstep.
"'Tis my old donkey, sir. Lost she is, or stolen, and without her I cannot take my wares to the market, and my family will go hungry tonight."
"And I am hungry now!" roared the wizard, and he slammed the door upon the old man. Jeez. Went the cooking pot's single brass foot upon the floor, but now its clamor was mixed with brays of a donkey and human groans of hunger, echoing from the depths of the pot. "Be still! Be silent!" shrieked the wizard. But not all of his magical powers could quieten the braying pot, which hopped on its heels all day, braying and groaning and clanging no matter where he went or what he did. That evening, there came a third knock upon the door, and there, on the threshold, stood a young woman sobbing as though her heart would break.
My baby is graciously ill. Won't you please help him? Your father bade me to come if troubled."
But the wizard slammed the door on her, and now the tormenting pot filled to the brim with salt water and slopped tears all over the floor as it hopped and brayed and groaned and sprouted more wolves. Though no villagers came to seek help at the wizard's cottage for the rest of the week, the pot kept them informed of their many ills. Within a few days, it was not only braying and groaning and slopping and hopping and sprouting warts, it was also choking and reaching and crying like a baby. Whining like a dog. And spewing out bad cheese and sour milk and a plague of hungry slugs. The wizard could not sleep or eat with the pot beside him, but the pot refused to leave, and he could not silence it or force it to be still. At last, the wizard could bear it no more. "Bring me all your problems, all your troubles, and your woes," he screamed, fleeing into the night, with the pot hopping behind him along the road into the village. "Come! Let me cure you, mend you, and comfort you. I have my father's cooking pot, and I shall make you well." And with the foul pot still bouncing along behind him, he ran up the street, casting spells in every direction. Inside one house, the little girl's warts vanished as she slept. The lost donkey was summoned from a distant barrier patch and set down softly in its stable. The sick baby was doused in a tani and woke, well and rosy. At every house of sickness and sorrow, the wizard did his best, and gradually the cooking pot beside him stopped groaning and reaching and became quite shiny and clean. "Well, pot?" asked the trembling wizard as the sun began to rise. The pot burped out a single slipper he had thrown into it and permitted him to fit it on the brass foot. And together they set off back to the wizard's house.
Come on, friend.
The pot's footstep muffled at last. But from that day forward, the wizard helped the villagers like his father before him, lest the pot cast off its slipper and begin to hop once more. Huh. The wizard and the hopping pot. Well, that's a fun, cool child story. I would have loved to have been a wizard, listening to my parents tell me these stories. Oh, wait. Here, there's a little note from the sky. Albus Dumbledore, that's right. He gives a little insight to what it's about. Well, we can always read about that later. I can't believe I found this. But I gotta be on the run. I feel like people are still watching me. Well, please, I'm gonna keep reading these stories, and if you want to listen to more, just continue to press play. Otherwise, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay you.